Aviante Collins is activated. Breaking news for the Cowboys in this game versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to talk about that and a little bit more in this video. But before I do, SLC, subscribe, like, comment. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports for the latest and the greatest in Dallas Cowboy content and news. All right, guys, if you follow this channel, we've been talking about it all year long. Aviante Collins is he's activated for this critical game, the semifinal round of the NFC for the San Francisco 49ers. Listen, great acquisition. Shout out to Will McClay also. Salute to him for identifying and always finding quality players to add to this roster at a value that doesn't hurt the Cowboys. It's very, very low risk, extremely high reward if these guys come in and perform. He's done that with Jason Peters. He's done that with Jonathan Hankins. He's done that with Aviante Collins. Adding these guys to the roster, making sure that we have backups and that we have the amount of depth and fill-ins that we need, because it's a long, tough NFL season and invariably people get hurt. Invariably people go down. It happens every NFL season on every team because the game is just too physical, and you would be in a fantasy world to think that people will go last without injury, especially now with the expanded schedule to 17 games, that you're not going to have injuries and people miss a couple of weeks here and there. All right, so salute once again to the front office for taking care of their business, doing a fantastic job. And hey, look, they went out, they signed Aviante Collins, who, in my opinion, has been massively underrated, okay? He played his first years coming into the NFL with the Minnesota Vikings. He played primarily left guard. He was one of the guys that they had special packages for because they saw his talent and his ability. And it was some rumblings, if you follow any Minnesota Vikings insiders, about why this guy didn't start. Not sure what happened there, but he played well every time he had an opportunity to play the left guard position. He came out of TCU, 6'4", around 300 pounds, ran a 4.7 40, bench press, 32 plus times, 225. What is that showing? That's showing that this guy's explosive, he's athletic, and he's strong as I don't know what. So this guy can come in and do whatever you needed him to do in terms of the offensive line play. So I'm telling you guys, at the end of the day, this was a fantastic pickup. Now, somehow he gets lost in the trash or lost in the shuffle when on a one-year deal playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not sure what happened there, but listen, another person's trash is another person's treasure. And I'm telling you, if he gets the chance to play in this game, Aviante Collins is going to be treasure for the Cowboys. He's shown no indication of a high degree of fall off or being a liability in this game. He's a much better alternative, and I'll say this, and I've been saying it before, than Josh Ball. And this is why this man has been activated, because the Cowboys and Coach Philman, which is the offensive line coach, he knows that this guy is the best possible fit if we have to have a fill-in at guard and tackle. He's a swing. He can play both. You don't have Jason Peters this week. He hurt his hip last week versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he had to come out the game. And that's when we had Tyler Smith go from left guard back to left tackle. So now what do? You bring up Aviante Collins, the veteran, the talented young player who I hope at some point, even here or somewhere else, that he gets the opportunity to get out on the field and show exactly what he can do. Because we did a film breakdown on this. You can go through the videos below and just search Aviante Collins, because we did a video on him. We did a breakdown on him way at the beginning of the season, all right? And we broke him down in detail. We broke down pass plays. We broke down run plays. And if you look at the preseason, he played extremely well at guard. He had the opportunity to play guard. He played well. He had the opportunity to even play some right tackle, and he held up just fine there. He did well. Am I calling him the second coming? No, I'm not. Am I calling him Terrence Steele? No, I'm not. But I'm telling you, he has significant ability in terms of quickness, in terms of solid strength at the point of attack. He can do what he needs to do to get on blockers, and he has good enough feet, and this is what I really like about him. He has good enough feet to climb to the second level and to get off on linebackers, and that's what's going to be really important versus this game, because we know Fred Warner is the best in the business in terms of being a linebacker, and so the tackles and our guards in particular, depending upon the run play, they're going to need to be extremely good at chip blocking, which means this: creating initial penetration on a double team, looking for that linebacker coming towards you and being able to slide off and at least get a body on him. That's going to be the key in this game in terms of our inside run game on can we run effectively the zone inside, the ISO inside, which is double team dives up to the linebacker, and then also how effective we even run counter traps and how effective we even run toss sweeps, because the key block that you got to get, you got to either chip that linebacker of some sort or you got to get that guy out of position. And so you got to have people that are athletic enough, that are quick enough to do so, and you got to have a guy that is good enough to be held up one-on-one versus the talented defensive pass rush for the San Francisco 49ers. And he has the athletic physical ability, the hand placement, the quickness to do what he has to do to give Dak Prescott enough time to throw that football and be effective and be efficient in terms of holding up his man and keeping him out of the way. So I'm excited for Aviante Collins. How do I see this thing playing out? Well, hopefully we have no injuries. Okay, that's number one. Number two is this: if we did have an injury at either tackle, Aviante Collins is good enough to go in and play right tackle immediately. And how I see this playing out is that they probably would switch Tyron Smith back to left tackle, and they would insert Aviante Collins at right tackle, which is perfectly fine. You're going to have not a lot of drop off there. You're still going to be able to run your offense and do everything that you got to do. Obviously, if you have an injury at the right tackle position with Tyron Smith going down of any sort, then Aviante Collins, boom, you plug him into right tackle immediately. He is in good shape. He's good to go. He's fine. You don't have an issue there whatsoever. He's also played guard, and that's what makes him the swing. That's why the cross training is so critical when you have offensive lines in today's NFL. And Boss Cowboy did a tremendous job talking about that, beating that drum. He's done probably, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 shows talking about cross training and the importance of cross training, which the Cowboys didn't embrace up until I would say a season and a half ago now, where now we're cross training, so we're ready in big moments for this situation. Because if you had an injury to either guard, if you had an injury to McGovern, or if you had an injury of some sort to Zach Martin, you can plug in Aviante Collins to either one of those guard slots with no problem whatsoever. And if you had an injury at center with Battias because of his ankle, no problem there. You got Aviante Collins. He's your 6th swing offensive tackle or offensive lineman. You can plug him right into the left guard position. He played it in Minnesota. He played it well, and you have absolutely no problem. So great moves by the Cowboys. We strong. We ready to rock and roll, man. Aviante Collins is active and ready to rock and roll if we need him to versus the San Francisco 49ers. So if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Let me know what you think about the video. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. And until next time, see you.